T.C. Roberson band student, Kendall Wernet. And I'm going to have Mr. Dotson speak about this piece of music and this commission, how it came about. But first, I would like to recognize some very special guests that we have with us this evening, many have traveled from afar to be here. So I would like to ask Mr. Wilson to please stand and be recognized. I know you don't want to say that. We are so glad you're here tonight, and you are welcome here anytime. Please don't hesitate, ever. And I would also like to take this time to have the Wernet family and their friends and family please stand and be recognized for being here today. Please stand. Friends and family. So I'm going to have Mr. Dotson. I'll come to you. It'll be easier.
I would also like to ask if there are any students that went to school with Kendall that are here tonight. If you'll stand and be recognized. Also, everybody that played in the band with Kendall or went to school with Kendall. Thank you all for being here. Mr. Murtha is the composer of the piece. We'll be up here in a minute. I was talking to my wife about the piece, and she thought we should probably tell you a few things about it, things that you might want to listen for. The composer, Mr. Murtha, took since Kendall was an Eagle Scout, he took On Eagle's Wings as part of the melody in one section. So you can listen for that. He took the hymn melody from Sleeper's Wake is the finishing part of the song, and it's from Matthew 25, and it says, "You know not the hour or the time, but be ready." And that finishes out the piece, the main melody. At the end of the piece, the final note is a trumpet player playing off stage. The Cane Creek Band has done such a great job working on it, and the Roberson Band has done such a great job. Mr. Roberson, you ought to be on stage to see the depth of the students that are here. And it's really a testament. Yeah, I told my students, one of the reasons we're all here, and I remember from the eulogy with Kendall, how the Wernets were so positive about education in our schools and how they thought Buncombe County Schools was an excellent place for their children. And this is such a powerful testament for all these students that are here tonight. I don't know of any parents that could be here tonight and not think, this is a great place for our students and for our children. And the piece is remarkable. It's 7 or 8 minutes long. It's filled with glorious melodies, and I also like how Mr. Murtha also mentioned to me there's a changing meter spot in the middle where it changes 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. And he could tell that Kendall was a very bright young man, and he wanted this song to be a challenge for the students, and he wanted that to be reflected in the music as well. So you'll hear lots of different changing things throughout the song. We do want to thank all the administrators, all the superintendent of Buncombe County Schools, all the teachers, all the people that had an influence on Kendall's life, and I am super proud to be a part of this. I know Mr. Kirkpatrick is, I know Mr. Graber is, Mr. Wilson is. There were so many people that were involved in this, and we are just, it's something you will never forget, and we will all never forget. And at this time, I'd like to bring to the stage Caitlin, who is Kendall's sister, and she's going to take the mic for a second.
Thank you all so much much for being here. It's such an honor and just a privilege to stand here and see this room filled with people who Kendall love. As Mr. Dodson mentioned, I'm lucky enough to call myself a Cane Creek and T.C. Roberson alumna, former band member, and proud sister of Kendall Wernet. It's such a privilege to be standing here today in the same place where my brother and I performed together and our shared love for music was brought to life. I'd be on the front row of the flute section, just a few chairs away from Kendall in the trumpet section. It was here that we spent hours tuning our instruments and practicing new songs, preparing for concerts at the Kennedy Center and Carnegie Hall. It was here that we found what it meant to have teachers who saw us not only as musicians or students, but as people, and upon graduation remained friends. Fortunately for you, it was not here that Kendall learned to play the bagpipes, but he did perform on this stage wearing a kilt. It was here that band became more than an activity or a class. It was and continues to be our extended family. When asked to create a mission statement for his life, Kendall wrote, "My mission is to lift up and encourage those around me and help develop others as I develop myself. I will also create happiness through laughter and music." And so when our family and friends wanted to honor Kendall's memory, it was a natural choice to turn to the Cane Creek and T.C. Roberson band programs. A few months later, the band director surprised our family with something that harnessed Kendall's joy for music and passion for others, this beautiful, beautiful song. They commissioned Murtha to write it, and he came back with a piece that looked through our huge and hollow loss to see a deep well of legacy. Keeping in step with Kendall's hope-filled mission, he encapsulated my brother in 4 words: to seek the glorious. On behalf of the Wernet family, I'd like to express our overwhelming gratitude to Mr. Dodson, Mr. Graber, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Kirkpatrick, Mr. Murtha, all of these musicians here in attendance and their parents, the Hilton Biltmore Park for accommodations, and all who contributed to the Buncombe County Schools Foundation to make this happen. Because of all of you, it is our greatest honor to acknowledge that it will also be here that Kendall's legacy continues and will inspire us to seek the glorious for years to come. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.